Talking about a landlord-tenant issue for this edition of The Law and You. Back with us tonight, attorneys Greg Fellerman and Molly Clark in the Virtual Law Center. Good to have you both here.
Thanks for having us.
All right, let's get to our question. We hear about these often, a landlord-tenant situation. Frank is saying in Wilkes-Barre, I rent an apartment and my landlord pays all of my utilities. My water and electric were recently shut off and my landlord is not returning my calls. So, Molly, what does Frank want to do here first? Because he's got some issues with utilities and the landlord's not helping him out.
Yeah, that's too bad, Frank. The first thing I would still keep trying to call the landlord. Hopefully it's just a miscommunication or there's something going on with his phone. But if that doesn't work, you got to go to the magistrate immediately. There's specific rules and laws set for landlord-tenant actions. They're fairly simple to follow. We'd be happy to walk you through them and help you out with it. Certainly in your situation where the utilities are turned off, you can also withhold your rent. And the landlord cannot ask you for that rent. They have to, if they're in charge of the utilities and it's their responsibility and that's included in your lease, which I hope that it is, then they can't do that. They have to have them on, and you can withhold your rent and not pay rent and stay in the building. But I would get to a magistrate and make a complaint. What do you think, Greg?
I think you also can leave. I mean, that's the other thing. If you're not giving what you were promised as a result of your lease, and again, this affects your ability to live in this property. You know, if you don't have utilities, you're not be able to enjoy the benefits you paid for. I think you can vacate the lease and let the landlord come chase you around if that's what he wants to do. But it sounds like he's got some other problems. But think about that too. That's a whole other option. You don't have to necessarily just sit there and wait. You know, you can pick up and move and go somewhere else.
So it sounds like Frank has some options on his side.
Absolutely.
And if you want to talk your legal options, you can reach the office by phone or by website. And don't forget, results matter. Attorneys Greg Fellerman and Molly Clark, who is here for Ed tonight. Good to see you both.
Thanks.
See you too.
Law and You Hotline and PAHomepage.com. Two ways to get a question here on the show.